Chris, we're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We are here. Oh, yeah. We are here.
We're right here. We are right here once again, and it feels like, based off people that we heard talk today, Chris, this Panthers team, you don't want to play them this year.
Scary times ahead.
Let's get this sucker started.
Get dialed in, Panthers fans. Here comes an in-depth look at your team. Exclusive interviews. Locker room insight. Let's huddle up for Panthers Playbook. Here are your hosts, Dennis Cox and Chris Lee.
Welcome back to another episode of Panthers Playbook. That's Chris Lee, Dennis Cox here with you. We are here in Charlotte, day one, Panthers training camp. By the way, we're going to hear from Tershawn Wharton, Turk Wharton. How do you get the name Turk Wharton? We're going to hear that a little bit later on. Also, our good friend Pat Welter from WREL actually talked to Xavier Legette. So we're going to have exclusive audio from Turk Wharton as well as XL today here, Chris. But the big news that actually came out just before training camp started, no Josey Jewell. He got released by the team. It seemed like it was a mutual thing in the sense of he's still dealing with concussion symptoms. Remember, he missed the last couple games last year due to a concussion, still dealing with it. It's like, hey, look, team, you guys fill a roster spot with someone that can possibly come in and help out and let me go get healthy. And they open the door of, hey, if he's good to go, they can always bring him back.
First off, I just hope that he has his health,
100%.
that he gets healthy and he's able to have a beautiful life still after that.
Yes.
You know, head injuries are nothing to play with. I've had a few concussions back in my day of being a pro wrestler. I know you've had yours, playing lacrosse and football,
hockey.
And those are not fun.
They're not.
At all. Secondly, I thought it was a very interesting, when I first read the news, it was like, well, why wouldn't they just maybe put him on IR or maybe the PUP list or something like that? And it's a very kind of a selfless move by Josey Jewell. It's like, hey, let me take care of this. And you guys, that opens up some cap space. I believe it's about $4.4 million of cap. I might have that number wrong, but it's around that amount. And you can do what you can with that for this season. And I thought that was a very interesting move on his part, and for the fact that it does open up the door for him to potentially come back.
It's a very adult thing to do.
Very adult thing to do for him. And, so we hope it works out for the Carolina Panthers. But last year, Trevin Wallace had to really step up, and he's going to have to do it again this year. We were wondering amongst ourselves if he was going to end up being a green dot. We found out Christian Rozeboom is going to be the green dot this year for the Panthers because of Josey Jewell being out. Yeah,
we did learn that today coming from him, that he's going to be one wearing the green dot. For those who don't know, the green dot that you see on the helmet of a defensive player, that person's responsible for calling out the defensive plays because, much like the quarterback, they actually have an earpiece in their ear where the defensive coordinator is calling the plays into them, and they have to echo it out to the rest of the defense. It's a major thing. You got to be out there every single snap. So it's a big thing for Christian Rozeboom to take on, not only in his first year here, but stepping in for the guy that's going to do it as well. It's a massive responsibility for him. But I think, Chris, and we're going to talk to Tershawn Wharton about this, is it feels like all the moves that they made on defense with the defensive front, you're adding in Bobby Brown, adding in Wharton, Derek Brown's coming back, maybe you get the elevation or just improvement from a second-year guy like Jaden Peavy and some of these others, A'Shawn Robinson coming back, Cam Jackson getting drafted. They boosted that defensive front, and it only puts more emphasis on those guys. Look, you can't get pushed back. The line of scrimmage can't get pushed back 3 yards downfield because that's only going to make life even harder for Rozeboom and Wallace. It really puts a lot more emphasis on that defensive front.
Here's the good thing, though. Rozeboom coming off of a career year with the LA Rams. I mean, there's a reason why he was very well sought after.
Playing behind Bobby Brown, by the way.
Playing behind Bobby Brown, so he's going to be used to that. Getting a lot of tackles last year himself. And then also Trevin Wallace. We talked about that just a second earlier, but he had a lot of experience. He probably was asked to do more as a rookie than maybe they wanted him to do.
For sure.
So he's coming into year 2, with the full year under his belt, probably a lot of confidence. So it'll be interesting to see his step up. And I think that's going to be one of those key factors for the Carolina Panthers across the board. There's a few guys that we're looking at. How are you going to take us a big step up in year 2 or year 3? And I think that's a part of what the Panthers are really counting on for folks like Trevin Wallace, like Bryce Young in year 3, like Damani Richardson in year 2, like Xavier Legette in year 2. Those types of guys are going to have to take big steps up, and we're going to have to see what's going to happen when it comes down to that linebacking core.
By the way, switching over to the offensive side of the ball, Chris, when you and I were watching 11-on-11 drills, that we saw what Dave Canales did a lot last year, mixing in those skill guys in terms of the wide receivers. Like we saw different times it was Renfro, Leggett, JT Sanders out there. Then might be times where you see Thielen and Tedero McMillan out there. Like, there was a constant rotation of guys up front working with Bryce Young in terms of the offensive skill guys, which is what we've seen Dave Canales do a lot last year. He likes working in a lot of different guys, and I liked, just looking at that wide receiver group, just the variety of skill sets. Because it was noticeable Tedero McMillan out there running, and he's not that burner speed, but he's that long stride. He's got that big frame. And then obviously we've seen what Xavier Leggett can do with his size and everything, and then we know what Thielen can do. But seeing Jimmy Horn Jr. for the first time, because when I was here at minicamp, he was dealing with that hamstring injury. Dude's got some speed, man. The guy's got some pop. Like, there's a variety in terms of skill sets among the wide receivers, which has me excited.
I don't think this is too far out to say. This might be the best Carolina Panthers wide receiving core in at least 15 years, maybe ever.
No, let's we'll give it a little time.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see
on paper. On paper.
Paper potential.
But, you know,
yes.
there's times where, of course, like you have the Muhsin Muhammad days, you have the Steve Smith days.
Yeah.
But after them, it kind of drops down. What you said across the board, a lot of times you had a lot of the same guys before, right? You had those guys that, you know, you expected to do something, didn't do much, couldn't really get open, weren't really good route runners, things like that. And as you said, a lot of variety, a lot of versatility with that wide receiving core, guys who can do a little bit of everything. I think that leads into something that Dave Canales said today. We are not expecting the Carolina Panthers to have a winning season as far as their record at the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
7-10, 8-9 sounds good to me, and it's a huge improvement.
Yeah, it might push to 9-8, but yeah.
But we feel like with those 9 or 10 losses, a lot of those are probably going to be close games where teams are going to fight for their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So in that case, you're going to be the team that the Carolina Panthers is going to be a team that nobody is going to want to play.
Nope.
Because you're going to have to bring that A game. This reminds me of that year, I want to say, what was it, 22, 23, right before the Detroit Lions really made that push.
Yeah.
Where they came out in that first game of the regular season against the Kansas City Chiefs. That year before that. I think it was the year here where they got beat by the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers' best offensive output ever.
Yeah, right. Right.
You know, that's one of those – I feel like that's the year that we could possibly look forward to for the Carolina Panthers as far as that people are not going to want to play this team.
And someone I would hate to go up against, Tershawn Wharton. He's a massive individual. Let's get to that conversation with Turk Wharton right now.
All right, the biggest guy in the middle right here obviously is the football player here. We wanted to be football players, but we couldn't get as big as Turk Wharton here. Thank you for joining us. First training camp practice with the Carolina Panthers, and you came in very highly touted with a great career so far in Kansas City, but you come in with kind of like that underdog chip. You undrafted and everything. How do you feel your career is going so far here, and how do you feel to be at this place that really wants you and wants you to be a part of this turnaround?
I mean, I think it's great, man. You know, like you said, just it's a blessing of what I did over there with Kansas City, and they gave me a shot. So I always, you know, show love to them. And now it's on to the next step. And like you said, it's a chance to come and be something that I wanted to be, and that's letting the NFL know who I am, but also become a brother to these guys around me. You know, we got a lot of talented players around us, and, you know, we're ready to go do something great.
So Bank of America Stadium is right there. You came here last year as a member of the Chiefs playing against this team. What were your first impressions of Carolina when you played against them last year?
Man, it was, you know, we came in and we watched film. We knew that it was great guys up front. Rob being one of them guys, you know, just knowing up front that they had a nice old line. So, and then, you know, Bryce cut it on against us. So, you know, we came in and we knew that this was going to be a hard game, and, you know, we almost lost. So, you know, it was a great team, man, and just ready to continue to build upon that.
You and Bobby Brown, new guys here, of course. Cam Jackson is drafted. You know, Derek Brown is going to feel like he's new because he only played that one game last year. When you look at that defensive line that you're a part of, like, what are your thoughts with all the big bodies that's there and all the talented guys, and what you guys could possibly be for the season?
I mean, I think we could be a top D line in this league, you know, with those guys, like you said, Bobby, Cam, Ashawn, everybody that we have, you know, as a team, is a dominant front. You know, we gonna go out here and push each other every day to make sure we get the best out of everybody, and make sure that when we go out there and play Jacksonville, that we are ready.
How does this system fit you, and how do you fit this system?
I mean, I played it in college, but I played at the end position. So, you know, now we changed a few things, and it's really kind of like I'm doing the same thing, but I can wreak havoc. You know, just knowing what I did in the spring and went back and reviewed over the summer and did a few things to change my game, I think it fit me very well, you know. I think the coaches believe in me here, and I'm just ready to continue to get going in training camp and show what I can do with this defense.
You come from a place that has, of course, a winning culture that was established before you got there, so you know what that's like. When you look at here, a place that's kind of been losing for the last few seasons, but they're trying to make that next step up, what do you see here that gives fans and the folks in the locker room hope that maybe winning is around the corner?
I mean, I think every year you start off new, you know what I mean? And that's what we're here to build. We're here to build a culture that makes sure that we are winning, you know, and we take it one step at a time. I learned a few things from my last team that I will always bring here, you know, and that's being where your feet are, and that's what we're doing right now. You know, we take it day by day and make sure that we come out here and compete and push each other to the best of our ability, you know, and I think as you continue to do that a step at a time and making sure that you eliminate distractions, that we'll be able to be where we want to be.
What's that process like in order to, like you said, eliminate distractions, all the stuff day by day, competing each other? What does that look like for stuff that we don't see?
I mean, just continuing to review with each other, you know, building that brotherhood with each other, you know, if it's going to get dinner with each other, going to sit down with each other. If you having hard times at home, you should be able to come share that with your brothers. Just being able to be an open book to everyone, and then going out here every day and pushing each other to the best of their ability, you know, and when something goes wrong, that we're not hanging our heads or talking down on each other, that we push each other up and bring each other up, and just leaving last year where it's at, you know, it was a new year. So, you know, training camp is one step, and that's a big step because you're out here with the offense and the defense, and that's who you compete against. You know, it's not no other teams right now. It's just you and yours. So, you know, going out there and making sure that we continue to compete, and when you get on the field, you know that the offense is going to do what they do, and your brother next to you on that defense is going to do his responsibility.
Nick Scorton said that he felt like Charlotte was a really exciting place. Mm-hmm. We saw recently Charlotte made the list of cities, top 20 most boring cities. What are your thoughts on Charlotte so far since you've been here? I know you probably haven't had a chance to do a lot because you've been in that playbook. What are your thoughts on Charlotte?
I mean, I haven't done a lot. I got nieces and nephews, so we went out to Carowinds, and, you know, we've been to a few food places, so I wouldn't say it was boring. You know, where I was just at was pretty boring, so I want to know where they at on the list because this is not like that. But yeah, I love Charlotte, man. I love it. Like I was telling him, I love the weather. A few things on my social media pops up that I should do, and I'm just like, yeah, I ain't never even did this before, so you know, I like it.
I agree with you. Like, I don't know who thought that. Maybe they just didn't go to the right places, but you know.
All right, my final question for you: how far can this team go?
I think we just take it one step at a time, and we control our destiny, you know, and we know where we want to be and to host a Lombardi. So that's where we're going.
You had another question too, like where does Turk come from?
Oh yeah, where does Turk come from?
You know, the legs really.
Oh, okay.
So I was sitting here, you know, at a friend house of mine when I was younger, and they was sitting there making sandwiches for us, and I eat turkey sandwiches, of course. Okay. So his mom always said I had turkey legs because my legs was big. So they took the EY off and just called me Turk. And everybody couldn't pronounce my first name for some reason, so it was good.
You ever listen to Turk, the rapper from the Hot Boys?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sounds good. Turk Morton, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Chris, I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm excited to see what that defensive front can do. By the way, practice ended, the last play of 11-on-11. Rookie Nick Scorton getting home to the quarterback in, like, best on best. Now, granted, no pads.
Yeah.
But he still got home. Actually knocked the ball out of Bryce Young's hands. So we did see that to kind of close things out. I'm excited to see what these young guys can do.
Nick Scorton definitely was one of those high points. I felt like the run game
was
one of those sparks.
Which makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And I think also with the different variety we were talking about before, it could give defenses different looks that can confuse them a little bit, which also can help out the run game as well.
100%, but someone, Chris, that everyone is anticipating and hopeful that can make a big leap from year 1 to year 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Our good friend Pat Welter caught up with Xavier Legette. Here's the conversation, a part of the conversation, Pat Welter with XL.
All right, Xavier, year 2 of camp, how would you describe how different or the same it feels out here right now?
Oh, man, I'm not going to lie, man. It's a different energy in this building, man. The whole organization, I feel like, man, today, It was good energy for the first day, man. Well, we came out here made some plays. Younger guys came out here made some plays, and the young guys, they looking good.
And how about for you? How much more comfortable do you feel in your second year here with the Panthers?
Oh, man, my body feeling good right now, man. So as long as my body under me, I know that takes me to the next step, man. Let me play at the level that I'm in. Yes, sir.
So health. You had the off-season foot surgery, had some wrist issues last year. How you feeling overall?
No, man, I'm feeling pretty good overall, man. There's nothing, I'm not dealing with anything right now. So, man, that's a plus for me right now, man.
The body's good, the mind seems good. You had an awesome off-season, man. You've been everywhere. I saw you at Kentucky Derby, the Canes game, Glorilla music video.
Yeah, man.
What was your favorite part of the off-season?
Oh, man, first, man, I want to shout out to my manager, Chase Belt, man. She the one that make it happen, man. So I want to give a big thanks to her. But, man, everything that I've been doing, man, it's been great, man. I guess it's good for folks to be able to see my personality, I guess. But I'm just being me, man, so it's me. And they ain't gonna get nothing else, you know what I'm saying?
The nation seems to have fallen in love with you, whether it's the accent, the way you play. What do you think about people's just response to you being you?
Man, I just want to tell them thank you for the ones that like me. And, you know, the ones that don't, man, hopefully they get on the train sooner or later. But it is what it is with me, though. But the ones that's my fans, I just want to give a big appreciation to them.
Glorilla. Any story you want to share there?
No, man.
We'll let that be?
Yeah.
Okay, then people can talk. But I know you're a guy that doesn't forget where you're from, despite all the big accolades, the fun off-season, kind of living the celebrity life. What does it mean to you to be from Mullins, South Carolina?
Oh, man, it means a lot to me to be from Mullins, South Carolina, man. I like to go home a lot just to let the younger guys, so I can be around the younger guys a lot, man, just to let them know, man, like I'll never forget about them. I mean, I just want to be able to be a role model for those guys, to lead the way for them, man, to let them know that they can do this thing if they really put their mind to it. It comes with a lot of sacrifices, a lot of changes, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, though, man, being from Mullins, man, it's all I ever wanted to do. Small dream, man, coming from there, but big time talent out there, though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How would you describe your journey from Mullins here to Charlotte with the Carolina Panthers?
Oh, man, it wasn't easy. It was a roller coaster. My time at South Carolina was a roller coaster, dealing with injuries. Folks kind of wrote me off. But, man, at the end of the day, I came out on top by Purville, so it turned out good in my favor.
By the way, go to WRELSportsFan.com. You can actually check out a full story that Pat Walter did with Xavier Legette's family. It's a really inspirational stuff. You can actually hear a lot of what
It's coming up.
It's coming up very, very soon.
Yeah,
so be on the lookout for that. About Xavier Legette, his upbringing, and losing his parents and all that stuff in high school and everything. So anyway, I'm excited to see what Xavier Legette can do this year. By the way, he looks stronger and faster.
Yes.
Chuba Hubbard looks even like a little slimmed down, looked faster too. Like there's some guys out here that had some pop today.
And I think a lot of that, too, we talked about what the wide receiving core is. Carolina Panthers also brought in Rico Dowdle, and they drafted Trevor Etienne.
Yeah.
So when you're at Chuba Hubbard, even though I just signed that contract, I'm looking behind me.
For sure.
There's some competition behind me now, and that's the biggest thing we were talking about last year. This team wasn't as deep. So once the injuries started piling up, who do you turn to? This year, still not as deep in certain parts of the team, and we've talked about that before. But wide receiver, running back, of course, that offensive line, the defensive line, those are some really strong points for the Carolina Panthers. And so it's going to bring out the best in everybody. And I think we're going to see some of Chuba Hubbard's best work this year for sure.
I'm 100% agree. And you look at, talk about depth, remember guys that were starting last year, Shai Tuttle, LeBrian Ray, that were starting on the defensive line. They might not even make the roster.
There's no guarantee.
Like they legit, like they're fighting for like the 6th, 7th spot.
Yeah.
If they even keep 7 defensive linemen this year. So to be determined. But I've never heard anyone say too deep. Pause.
Oh, we had to go there. First day of training camp. We had to. We're here. We're out here.
We're right here, Chris. We're right here.
Together. All together.
Make sure you stay subscribed here on Panthers Playbook. We're right here.